This is the Thursday edition of the News Roundup, brought to you by EONI and Grande Hospital.
Hey Eastern Oregon, I'm Alex McCadded. Welcome to the News Roundup. Ronde Symphony Orchestra recently performed a commissioned work by EOU biology professor John Rinehart. Here's a sample of the piece.
I'm John Rinehart, and I am a professor at Eastern Oregon University, and I teach biology. I have always been torn between science and music. I played instruments from a very young age. This was my first commission 2 or 3 years ago when the outgoing director, I showed him my second symphony, and he decided that he wanted to go ahead and play that. And so I rescored it for small orchestra, and they played it at a concert, and apparently people really liked it because that's where the commission came from. So last year I was commissioned to write a composition. The piece is in one extended movement, and there are 5 folk songs that are presented with some fragments of a sixth that are sort of interspersed. The first one is called Patty Doyle's Boots. It's a fanfare that opens the piece, and it was written, it represents a piece that sailors used to sing when they were doing what they called tossing the bunt, which is furling the sails on the ships. And we think that it might actually refer to a real person. There was a man named Patrick Doyle who was on the English coast, and he ran a marine shop in Victorian England. And we think that's who it actually refers to.
Catch the full performance right here on Eastern Oregon Alive. As a result of the COVID-19 outbreak, many churches have begun streaming their services online. Here's an interview with Pastor Mark Claudson about streaming services at Grande First Baptist Church.
So how do we gather when we can't gather?
Right.
We've coined the phrase "we're assembled apart," and we are very thankful to technology, to mass media, and to social media. In fact, it's really interesting, Brent, because the mass media and social media that empowers our world to see simultaneously COVID-19 and its effect and the bringing of death to thousands, that same media that causes us all to be able to kind of be on the same page at the same time, it kind of can instill fear, but it also allows us to mitigate and to work together to try to do something that has never been done in all of history, and that is limit the effect of a virus. And so that same technology, in a sense, that allows us to be aware that we have a problem, well, then that same technology is available to us as a church to assemble apart.
Right.
And so even in that, we kind of see the two sides of a coin. If we didn't have that technology, we wouldn't be apart, and we would continue to gather, and death would occur as it has throughout all of history. And we would walk through death together, holding each other and encouraging one another. Well, because of technology and our ability to kind of work at the problem together and separate, we're able to assemble apart And so as it comes to First Baptist Church's experience, I mean, I just see the hand of God in the sense that, several months ago, you started attending our church. Several months ago, we hired a young man who's just really good with Facebook. And I created a new Facebook page because our church is stepping into the social media realm. But through God's provision of this young man and through you and all of your experience, we were just able to say, hey, can we continue to provide our gathering experience of Christians, our worship service, in a social media live streaming context.
Catch the full interview with Pastor Claudson right here on Eastern Oregon Alive. Many services normally available in the community are currently on hold due to the COVID-19 outbreak, but you don't have to worry about the scarcity of mental health services. Aaron Griggs of the Center for Human Development told us about how his agency is keeping mental health care accessible in Union County.
One of our huge concerns is continuing to ensure the health of the community, both mentally, emotionally, even physically. So in this current climate, when we're trying to ensure social distancing, you can imagine that's quite a challenge. But what we've done with the technology that we have is we offer video conferencing services for most of our services. So we have a platform, it's called Mend. It's fairly similar to what people might be familiar like FaceTime, Skype, or Zoom. However, this platform is HIPAA compliant, so it's got encrypted security to ensure confidentiality between the provider and the client. This way we can provide services right to people's own homes. We can do the counseling, we can do the prescribing, any case management needs, any of our services around behavioral health and substance use treatment can be provided virtually through this platform. However, we understand that some people may not have the technology. They may not have a smartphone or a tablet or even a laptop or the internet needed for this service. And so we also are able to provide those same services via telephone.
Watch the full interview with Griggs right here on Eastern Oregon Alive. Blue Mountain Translator District is set to launch a local TV station serving Baker and Union counties, available online and over the air on channel 16.4. A survey available online at bmtd.org asks viewers to name content they would like to see. Respondents will also be able to write their own content requests in their own words, including by proposing shows or asking for certain information to be broadcast. Thanks for watching Eastern Oregon. I'm Alex McCadden, and I'll see you next time on the News Roundup.